Good morning, students. Welcome to this session. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. Molecular basis of inheritance. In the last chapter, that is in genetics, we know the idea of pattern of inheritance. Is it right? Mendel and his followers gave an idea of pattern of inheritance, but the nature of those factors are not clear over next 100 years. How these factors control the phenotype, what these factors contain, all these are not clear, and it took over 100 years to clarify. And now we know that DNA is the genetic material. The putative genetic material is the DNA. Putative means commonly, generally considered as. The genetic material is the DNA. This is possible because of the work made by several famous scientists like Watson, Crick, Nirenberg, Korenberg's father and son, Korenberg's, Haragovinda Khorana, Benger, Monod, Brenner, etc. Because of the contributions made by these great scientists, now it is possible to know what is there in the factor, how it control phenotype, how genotype express the phenotype. And finally, because of the work made by these famous scientists, namely Watson, Crick, Nirenberg, Korenbergs, Corona, Benger, Monod, Brenner, etc. Now we know that DNA is the genetic material. We are culminating finally, that is concluded that DNA is the genetic material. Culminating the realization that DNA is the genetic material, right? Actually, nucleic acids was first identified by Friedrich Miescher. Friedrich Miescher from the nuclei of pus cells, who identified the nucleic acid for the first time. Joseph Friedrich Miescher, a 22 years old Switzerland doctor, found the nucleic acid in the nuclei of pus cells and named it as nuclein. First name of nucleic acid Nuclein. First name of nucleic acid is nuclein. Later, the term nucleic acid is replaced as, the term nuclein is replaced as nucleic acid by Altman. Altman. Who coined the term nucleic acid? Altman. Because of its acidic nature. Because of acidic nature, he replaced the term nuclein with nucleic acid. First name of nucleic acid, nuclein. Present name of nuclein, nucleic acid. Later, Astbury found that nucleic acid is a polymer of nucleotides, and the nucleotides are arranged perpendicular to the long axis by X-ray diffraction methods. By X-ray diffraction methods, Astbury found that nucleic acid is a polymer of nucleotides, and the nucleotides are present perpendicular to the long axis. Perpendicular to the long axis. Later, by X-ray photographic techniques, Wilkins and Franklin by X-ray photographic technique found that DNA is helix with a width of 2.0 nanometers, and it is having coils. The length of each coil is 3.4 nanometers, and in each coil 10 base pairs are present, stalked one over the other. This information was given by Wilkins and Franklin based on X-ray photographic technique. Later, Chargaff found that in DNA, the amount of purines is equal to the amount of pyrimidines. Who said that purines and pyrimidines are equal in DNA? Chargaff. By considering all these discoveries, Watson and Crick proposed double helix model for DNA. Double helix model for DNA. This is an outstanding discovery made by Watson and Crick in his second attempt. In his second attempt, they produced the double helix model of DNA, right? Watson completed his PhD based on the work, that is, effect of hard X-rays on bacteriophage multiplication. What is the name of his thesis for PhD? Effect of hard X-rays on bacteriophage multiplication. And similarly, Crick, the thesis for his PhD is X-ray diffraction, polypeptides and proteins. And later they combinedly worked together to propose the double helix model. For this, they got several awards like Lasker Award, Research Corporation Prize, John Collins Warren Prize, and more than that, the Nobel Prize in 1962, along with Wilkins. Watson and Crick, along with Wilkins, got Nobel Prize in 1962. That is the outstanding achievement, right? So that's about introduction to the molecular basis of inheritance. I repeat, Friedrich Miescher discovered nucleic acid from the nucleus of pus cells and named it as nuclein. Later, the term nuclein was replaced with nucleic acid by Altman because of its acidic nature. William Astbury, based on X-ray diffraction methods, found that nucleic acid is a polymer of nucleotides, and the nucleotides are perpendicularly arranged to the long axis. Wilkins and Franklin, based on X-ray photographic technique, found that it is a helix having a width of 2.0 nanometers and having a length of each coil of 3.4 nanometers, and each coil contains 10 base pairs which are stacked one over the other. Based on, and Chargaff said that purines and pyrimid in DNA are equal. Based on these results, Watson and Crick proposed double helix model, which is the most accepted one, and for that they got Nobel Prize in 1962. So finally, we conclude that there are two types of nucleic acids. The two types of nucleic acids are DNA and RNA. Types of nucleic acids: one, DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. Second one, RNA, ribonucleic acid. In majority of the organisms, DNA is the genetic material. RNA also acts as a genetic material in majority of the plant viruses. But RNA also perform several other functions. The other functions of RNA is mask. Remember, in shortcut, the functions of RNA are mask. That means M means messenger, mRNA, which carry the message to the site of protein synthesis from DNA. A means adapter, because it brings the amino acids to the site of protein synthesis. That is tRNA. S means structural role. It is present in the ribosomes, and that is the rRNA, and also catalytic role. These are the rRNAs, right? RNA not only act as a genetic material in majority of the viruses, but also it has some additional roles. They include, it acts as a messenger RNA, it acts as an adapter RNA, that is tRNA, it acts as a structural and catalytic role. For example, rRNA acts as a structural and catalytic role. 23S rRNA, 23S rRNA act as a catalyst. 23S rRNA, you know very well that almost all enzymes are proteins, right? But there are some nucleic acids also act as enzymes, and those enzymes are called ribozymes. Ribozymes. One example of ribozyme is 23S rRNA. So these are the additional roles of RNA, right? So how many types of nucleic acids? Two types. Deoxyribonucleic acid, ribonucleic acid. That is DNA and RNA. The putative genetic material, that is, in most of the organisms, the genetic material is DNA. RNA also act as genetic material in majority of the viruses, especially plant viruses. But it also performs other functions, such as it acts as messenger, that is mRNA. It acts as an adapter molecule, that is tRNA, transfer RNA. It acts as a structural RNA and also catalytic RNA, that is rRNA. Best example which acts as catalytic RNA is 23S rRNA. So that is about the introduction to molecular basis of inheritance. And now we go with chemical composition. Chemical composition. Before that, you should remember one point. Around 1900, a scientist called Levene found that in DNA, 4 nitrogen bases are present in equal quantities. That is an hypothesis called tetranucleotide hypothesis. And he also found that deoxyribose sugar and phosphoric acid is also present in DNA. Around 1900, tetranucleotide hypothesis was proposed by a scientist called Levene. Later, he also found that deoxyribose sugar and phosphoric acid is also present. But that is an idea as given. Chemical composition of nucleic acid. Right. Albert Kozel, a Nobel laureate. Albert Kozel, a Nobel laureate, determined that there are 3 components in nucleic acid. Albert Kozel determined that there are 3 components in nucleic acid. They are 1. Phosphoric acid, second one, pentose sugar, third one, nitrogen bases. Okay, phosphoric acid, pentose sugars and nitrogen bases. So we will discuss one by one. The first one, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid, biologically known as phosphate. It is known as phosphate. Its formula H3PO4. Right. Its structure is this one. It has 3 hydroxyl groups. It carries negative charge. Phosphate moiety carry negative charge. Right, this is the structure of phosphoric acid, biologically known as phosphate. It has 3 hydroxyl group. One hydroxyl group binds to 5th carbon of one sugar and another hydroxyl group binds to third carbon of successive ribose sugar by phosphodiester bond, phosphodiester linkage. Okay, one hydroxyl group combines with fifth carbon of one sugar, another hydroxyl group combines with third carbon of adjacent sugar by phosphodiester bond. This is about the phosphoric acid. Okay, one component of nucleic acid. Now the second one is pentose sugar. Pentose 5 carbon sugars. Pentose sugar means 5 carbon sugar. There are two types of sugar in nucleic acid. There are two types of sugars. One is ribose sugar. Ribose sugar present in ribonucleic acid, that is RNA. Okay. Second one, deoxyribose sugar. Deoxyribose sugar present in DNA. Right? How many types of sugars are present? Two types of sugars are present. One is ribose sugar present in RNA. Second one is deoxyribose sugar present in DNA. Now let us see the structures of sugars. First one, ribose sugar. Ribose sugar. Okay. OH, H, H, OH, H, OH, H, CH2, OH. Now I will give the numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth carbon is present at the side chain. Okay. This is called ribose. Ribose sugar. Right? Its formula is C5H10O5. C5H10O5. Now, deoxyribose sugar. Okay. OH, H, 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 OH, H, CH2, OH. Now numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is deoxyribose sugar. Deoxyribose sugar. The formula C5H10O4. See this? When you look at the structures of both the sugars, you will find difference at second carbon only. Here, at the second carbon, OH group is present. Here, at the second carbon, H only is present. Is it right? I think you understand. At second carbon, see here, in ribose sugar, OH is present. In deoxyribose sugar, only H is present. That means deoxyribose sugar contain one oxygen less than the ribose sugar. That is why it is called 2-deoxy. Here you can write like this: 2-deoxyribose. 2-deoxy means at second carbon, deoxy, oxygen less. Here OH is there, here only H is there. That means it contains one oxygen less than the ribose sugar. Because of that, this is the stable molecule, this is unreactive molecule. But because of the presence of OH group, it is highly unstable and highly reactive. Because of the presence of OH here, it is highly reactive, unstable. Because of the presence of only H, no oxygen, it is stable molecule. It is unreactive or low reactive, otherwise call it as. And this ring, look at that rings. These rings are called fumarose ring. Fumarose ring. Okay. Fumarose ring. What is the ring present in the pentose sugar? Fumarose ring. This ring is called fumarose ring. This is also called fumarose ring. So finally we can conclude there are two types of sugars in nucleic acid. One is called ribose sugar. Second one is called deoxyribose sugar. Ribose sugar is present in RNA. Deoxyribose sugar is present in DNA. Okay. The difference between ribose and deoxyribose is present at the second carbon. If second carbon OH is there, it is ribose sugar. Only H is there, then it is deoxyribose sugar. The molecular formulas are C5H10O5 ribose sugar, C5H10O4 deoxyribose sugar. In both the sugars, the ring structure is called fumarose ring. That's all. And next one is nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases. Third one. Nitrogen bases. The nitrogen bases present in nucleic acids are broadly divided into two types, namely purines and pyrimidines. How many types of nitrogen bases are present? Two types, purines and pyrimidines. Purines are dicyclic. Remember all nitrogen bases are heterocyclic. Heterocyclic compounds, because carbon, nitrogen like that, they are present. Purines are dicyclic with 2 CN rings are present. 2 CN rings are present. Dicyclic with 2 CN rings are present. Whereas in pyrimidines, monocyclic. These are also heterocyclic, but only 1 CN ring is present. 1 CN ring is present. These are very important. Nitrogen bases are broadly divided into two types, namely purines and pyrimidines. Purines are dicyclic because it contains 2 CN rings. Pyrimidines are monocyclic because it contains 1 CN ring. Okay. Now, the purines are two types, namely adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine are purines. Purines are present in both RNA and DNA. Same type of purines are present. No change in the purines in case of DNA and RNA both. Then monocyclic, that is nothing but pyrimidines, are divided into 3 types, namely thymine. Don't write as thiamine, that is wrong. THAI, THIAMINE, that is vitamin B1. It is not thiamine, it is thymine. It is thymine. And uracil, U. Cytosine, C. Number of types of pyrimidines, 3 types. Number of types of purines, 2 types. The pyrimidines are thymine, uracil, cytosine. Thymine, uracil, cytosine. Okay. Thymine is present in DNA, absent in RNA. Uracil is present in RNA, absent in DNA. That means in place of thymine in RNA, uracil is present. Cytosine is present in both DNA and RNA. Cytosine is present in both DNA and RNA, right? Common nitrogen base, cytosine. That means DNA, RNA differs. One in sugars, second one in pyrimidines. Purines is same, but in pyrimidines, in DNA, thymine is present. In RNA, in place of thymine, uracil is present. But in both DNA and RNA, the common pyrimidine is cytosine. Now let us see the structure, formula, and chemical names of each one. The structure, formula, and chemical names. First one, purines. Purines. How many purines are there? 2 types. Purines are dicyclic. First I will draw purine ring. Purine ring. Okay. Say this. What I am drawing is purine ring. Okay. See this. This is the purine ring. Yes. This is the purine ring. Now I will give the numbering also. Listen carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the purine ring. Totally 2 rings are present. 1, 2, that is why dicyclic. Heterocyclic, why you call it as heterocyclic? Carbon, nitrogen, like that. Different types of elements are present. And very important thing is, in purines, what are the positions of nitrogen? Positions of nitrogen in the positions of nitrogen in purine. See, 1, 3, 7, 9. 1, 3, 7, 9. This is very important bit. How many nitrogens are present in the purine ring? Ring we are talking about. 4. Positions are 1, 3, 7, 9. Okay, right. Now from this, now we can derive the structures of adenine and guanine and their chemical names also. Okay, right. First, adenine. Adenine. Same. And one more point you should remember, the two rings are joined at 4th and 5th carbons. 4th and 5th carbons. Okay. You have to write the structures. You have to practice the structures. Then only you will get the command. When you understand the positions, the structure, the number of carbon, number of nitrogen, number of hydrogen, like that, it is very easy to answer the questions. Otherwise, it seems to be very difficult. Right. And now, what is adenine? 6 amino purine. Now I will give you the numbering. Same numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 amino. Yes, NH2 amino. 6 amino purine is adenine. This is adenine, right? Its chemical name 6 amino purine. Its formula C5 H5 N5. Let us check. See this? CH. Then here H. Here H. Now we can count it. First carbons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, right. Hydrogens 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, correct. Then nitrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, the structure that you have drawn is 100% correct, right? This is the purine, that is adenine. Okay, adenine. 6 amino purine is known as adenine. 6 amino purine is known as adenine. No oxygens in purines. Now let us see the structure of guanine also. Guanine. Okay. Okay, right. See this. Guanine chemical name is 6-oxy 2-amino purine. 6-oxy 2-amino purine. Formula C5H5N5O. So oxygenated purine is guanine. Now let us incorporate 6-oxy, right? Here I am writing the oxygen. 2-amino, yes, NH2. Now balance this one. Okay, right? 1. Here it's okay. Here H. Here H. Now we can count. C5. Give the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Positions are 9-membered rings. Purine ring is a 9-membered ring, of which 2 cycles are there. Dicyclic. 2-membered ring, dicyclic. Totally, it's a 9-membered ring, 2 cyclic, 9-membered, of which positions of nitrogens are 1, 3, 7, 9. And now let us check the formula now. Carbons 5, same as that of adenine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Hydrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Nitrogens 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Oxygen 1, right? So this is the structure of guanine. This is the structure of adenine. Difference is 1 oxygen. Here no oxygen. It contains oxygen. So this does not have oxygen. This have oxygen, right? So once again go through that. Purines are one kind of nitrogen bases. Purines are 9-membered structures. Purines are dicyclic. Is it right? Dicyclic. And each one contain 2 CN rings. CN means carbon nitrogen. Yes, this is one carbon nitrogen ring. This is one carbon nitrogen ring. It contains 9-membered. Mainly there are 9, both carbons and nitrogen. The 2 rings, dicyclic, I told you, 2 rings are joined at 4th and 5th carbons. 4th and 5th carbons. Listen carefully. They joined at 4th and 5th carbons, right? And now this is one CN ring. This is another CN ring. The 2 rings are joined at 4th and 5th carbons. And now the carbons are how many? 5 carbons. And nitrogens are how many? 4 nitrogens. The positions of nitrogens in purines are first carbon, first one, third, 7th and 9th. 1, 3, 7, 9 are the positions of nitrogen. Okay. Now this is the purine ring. Purine ring is present in purines. And purines are 2 types. What are the 2 types of purines? Adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. What is the chemical name of adenine? 6-amino purine. What is its formula? C5H5N5. 6-amino. See the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-membered. At 6th carbon, amino group is present. Amino group, that is NH2. Therefore, it is called 6-amino purine. Is the chemical name of adenine. Formula is C5H5N5. Finally, what is guanine? Guanine is chemically known as 6-oxy. 6-oxy, you can write like that, not oxygen. 6-oxy 2-amino purine. Its formula C5H5N5O. That means it contains 1 oxygen extra than purine, than adenine. Now see 6-oxy, 9 members are there. At the 6th carbon oxygen atom, 2 amino at second carbon amino group is present. Therefore, it becomes 6-oxy 2-amino purine. Its formula C5H5N5O. So these are the structures of purines. And tomorrow we will discuss about pyrimidines. How many pyrimidines are there? 3 pyrimidines: thymine, uracil, cytosine. We will discuss all these tomorrow. Their structures, their common names, their formulae, all these we will discuss. And that's all today. That is about the introductory part. So thank you one and all. Continue tomorrow.